Talk about epics. There are 3,000 people credited at the end of Ang Lee's 3D Oscar-nominated film, Life of Pi. It was shot in locations around the world, including a specially designed water tank on the runway of an abandoned airport in Taiwan. The film has made over $500 million already, but the visionary director behind it tells me it almost never got made at all. For our series, Oscar Confidential.
That was great. Okay.
Enter the world of Oscar-winning director Ang Lee and be prepared for an incredible ride.
He has to act like the tiger's there, breathing over his shoulder.
Nominated this year for his 3D epic, Life of Pi. The cast, a teenager who had never acted before, and a tiger, both a real one and a digital creation. So expertly woven together that it's impossible to tell the difference. Lee spent 4 years on this film, a year of it editing in this very room, obsessing over every detail.
Is that real?
And it looks so real. It's not.
You know this
You want to hug that tiger. You want to hug that tiger.
You know this movie frame by frame.
Every pixel.
The movie is the spiritual journey of a 16-year-old Indian boy, hurtled into an amazing adventure when a shipwreck leaves him to fend for himself on a raft with the only other survivor, a Bengal tiger. The two drift through the Pacific with only each other and God for company. Not exactly blockbuster material.
You weren't initially going to do it, I read. You were hesitant.
I was more than hesitant. It's definitely a no when I read the book. It was a great read, very inspiring and mind-boggling. Just as a filmmaker, I didn't see it as a movie.
But?
Because of that, it kept haunting me.
His passion paid off. The film is up for 11 Academy Awards, including his nomination for what could be his second Oscar for Best Director. His first Oscar came 8 years ago for his tour de force, Brokeback Mountain.
This is a one-shot thing we got going on here.
It's nobody's business but ours.
The Oscar win topping off a string of hits, from the tender British period drama of Sense and Sensibility.
The more I know of the world, the more I am convinced that I shall never see a man whom I can truly love.
To the pitch-perfect rendering of 1970s suburban America in the ice storm.
I have a husband. I don't particularly feel the need for another.
His masterpiece, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, swept the Oscars in 2000 and still ranks as the highest-grossing foreign language film ever released in America. Lee even dabbled in an action film with the unlikely Hulk.
Whenever your name is mentioned, people quickly say, how does the same man create such different worlds for us?
I had a chance to talk to Daniel Day-Lewis, and he said the same thing to me. He said, you know, you're really an actor.
You keep changing.
You know, most of the actors, if you ask them, I think they want to play many parts.
I understand that your parents wanted you to be a teacher.
Yeah, that's more acceptable than filmmaker.
Lee admits to not being much of a student in those days, and to the humiliation that came with failing his college entrance exams. Twice.
I was always in shame that I could not focus on books. My father was my high school principal.
Oh,
At least
that's painful.
That was bad. So I really felt him.
He ended up in acting school.
And I fell in love with it, and my life was transcended.
But he says his English wasn't good enough for acting. Directing called. But even with all his success, his father withheld his approval.
My father was saying, look, at this rate, I think by your age of 50, maybe you'll win an Oscar, maybe you can be satisfied and start to do something real.
No.
Yes.
When he decided to take this tiger by the tail, he told the studio it had to be big.
$100 million budget, is that right?
More.
More.
A little bit more than that. Well, it was like that, but then I had this idea too in 3D.
So another $25 million for the 3D.
Yeah.
So Fox had to take a big gamble on you and on your vision for this film. Well, the gamble paid off. I mean, you've now made over $500 million.
Well, we didn't know. We carried that anxiety for a long time. Once you get to the journey, you become the movie you're making. Like Pi himself we're going through a journey across the Pacific with a tiger, but we're still living, we're surviving, and you have to believe that it's going somewhere.
My name is Pai Patel. I have been in a shipwreck.
It's so ravishingly beautiful. It's like a
divine.
It's divine.
That's what I was shooting for. It's a divine moment.
Lee couldn't resist letting me in on a few of the film's secrets.
Well, these are not real.
No, none of this exists. Except the rat is real. The rat is real.
No, the rat is
this
real?
Rat real.
And is he holding that rat?
Yeah. But this, of course, is not. He's just holding a blue sandbag and throw it.
When he's in the boat, and when we see the film, we see the tiger with him. Actually, there's nothing there, is there?
No, I wish some shots I could put the tiger with it. We're not allowed. Nobody will insure us.
In fact, I read something that you had to go and prove to the Indian government that you hadn't actually abused a tiger. But you had to show them that it was CGI.
Yeah, see step by step. You know, it's very hard to imitate God's work.
How much do you want it this time? How much do you want the Oscar for Best Picture?
I want it because I'm the captain of the ship, for what the movie stands for, what it meant to the world, for people who spent 4 years of their life devoting to this grand illusion. Yeah, it'd be great to win, and for that I want it to be the best picture of the year.
Lovely man, and it just might happen. You can watch the Academy Awards right here on ABC, Sunday, February 24th.